Sports presents Benning Bites with Damon Benning. Benning Bites with Damon Benning.
Another episode of Benning Bites. Thank you for joining me, right? Just a nugget, a morsel. What would you ask me? What's on your mind? A couple minutes, quick hitters. Hey, I've been thinking about. Well, that's what Benning Bites is for. Apple, Spotify, however you get your podcast, make sure you download this. We'll get you ready for the show, Coffee and Cream, with myself, Andrew Rogers, and more. We touched on a little bit in the morning dump, and we're going to get into it coming up here on the show. We were talking about Nebraska getting better in the wide receiver room and starting to get some bodies, right, with Xavier Betts and IGC kind of back in the fold. You put them with Billy Kemp. Your young guys that look promising, Janarian Bonner. You really like Malachi Coleman. You like the speed of Jalen Lloyd. That wide receiver room starting to build some depth. And it got me thinking. Actually, Andrew got me thinking. He said, is this wide receivers believing in Coach Rule, or is this a vote of confidence for Coach McGuire as a young guy that they feel like they can relate to, where they want to get back into the fray? And it got me thinking. And I think it's actually a little bit of both, right? I've told you guys that I think good coaches believe in the basic principle that coaches, head coaches coach coordinators, coordinators coach position coaches coach players, right? It's kind of that's how they go about doing it. And I think Coach Rule is fully confident that he's going to coach his guys up, and that his OCs and DC and Tony White and Coach Satterfield will be very good with their position coaches. And I think the players believe in Coach McGuire. And maybe it'll be a different set of eyes, a different vantage point, kind of however you look at that in terms of what the players are gravitating towards. But I think it's definitely something. And I know it's definitely something with Xavier Betts. And so I'll be curious to know what you folks think. You can get at us at 888-638-4876. Is it an endorsement? Is it a Coach Rule thing? Is it both? Coach McGuire, where you got some guys back in the fold that had some other options potentially. Say what you want. I believe they did, but these coaches want to make it work. And all of a sudden the wide receiver room, if folks maximize and reach some potential and they get some productivity, which is i.e. development, could be a good thing. All that and more. Remember, however you get us, Apple, Spotify, you can follow us on iHeartRadio. We're on 590 locally in Omaha, 1480 in Lincoln. Make sure you're a part of Coffee and Cream. It is one more morsel, a nugget, a bite, if you will. It's a Benning Bite.